Hello everybody and welcome to day 64 of my 365-day iPhone video challenge. We were talking about trust last week and it began to become a conversation about Patrick Lencioni's 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. Now, the 5 Dysfunctions of a Team is a fantastic book that outlines the 5 things that get in the way of team cohesiveness, of stopping the team being truly effective. It's written by Patrick Lencioni. Millions of copies have been sold. There are 2 versions of the book. There is the first version, the 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, A Leadership Fable, which is a great book. Highly recommend it. The second version of the book is called Overcoming the 5 Dysfunctions of the Team, A Field Guide. For my money, the field guide is gold, and I have used it lots to create workshops and discussions and speeches around trust. So I would highly recommend both of them. Now, I've made a load of notes tonight, quite simply because there's so much to cover that I'll only forget otherwise. So the first dysfunction that Patrick talks about is an absence of trust. And essentially this stems from members of a team being unwilling to be vulnerable in front of each other. And team members who are not genuinely open with one another about their mistakes and their weaknesses make it impossible to build a foundation of trust. And Patrick writes this in his book: if we don't trust one another, then we aren't going to engage in open, constructive ideological conflict, and we'll just continue to preserve a sense of artificial harmony. And I see this all the time. When I ask individuals in a group and go, how do we all get on? Oh, it's brilliant. We all get on very well. We like each other. We trust each other. But when you start to have conversations in private, actually, there's an awful lot of artificial harmony going on. And actually, people do have issues with other people. But then will say to me, but you're not going to tell them that, are you? This is between us. They don't want to raise those issues. Which is fine, I get it, but actually they clearly, from Patrick's model and my experience, they don't trust each other. So members of teams with an absence of trust conceal their weaknesses and mistakes from one another. They hesitate to ask or provide any proper constructive feedback. They hesitate to offer help outside their own areas of responsibility. I see that all the time, where different heads of departments are only concerned about their department, their own teams. They're not concerned about trying to help each other or make the company a better place to be or help their other teams. They're only concerned with their own department. They jump to conclusions about the aptitude and intentions of other team members. Patrick called it, this is what they call the fundamental attribution error, where when you look at someone and you look at their mistakes or character or flaws, and look, that's because of their character. So for example, they're always late delivering something. Now you would say, well, that's because they're late, they're lazy, they never get their work done on time. But if you're late on something, you'll go, well, the reason I'm late on something is because all this other work came in from another situation that was more important and I couldn't do it. So we blame, we look at the person and look at them and think, well, their flaws are because of their character, but my flaws are because of external circumstances, rather than looking at this person going, are they overworked? Have they got too much on? Are they under pressure? What can we do to help? The other thing that you find with teams that don't trust each other is they fail to recognize and tap into each other's skills and experiences because they don't want to ask for help. They want to appear to be invulnerable, so therefore they don't ask for help, and therefore opportunities are lost to share skills and experience. And then he talks about dreading meetings. Now, I see this all the time, that people be quiet, they don't talk in meetings, they don't show up to meetings. When they do, they're not engaged, they're looking on their phones, they're not engaged at all. Because what they want to do is get that meeting over and done as quickly as possible so they can get back to work. I see this all the time. So if you recognize any of those behaviors in your team, you probably are suffering from an absence of trust. Tomorrow we're going to look at what teams look like when there is trust, and maybe give you some ideas and exercises to help build trust. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.